Hi guys, it's Paul from Locks in the City. So I thought I'd do a video on opening up a bunch of ABS cylinders. I'm not sure how many I've got there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I've got 12 cylinders here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go through and on camera open all of these. It could be quite a long video, but it may get a bit boring for some. But what I wanted to do is just show the tool opening up all of these, as you know, some people are a bit doubtful when a tool comes out or has been out as to whether it's any good or not. So at least with this will give you visual evidence. I will be doing all of the track pins. I have got 2 screw-in cylinders here. I don't know if they're keyed alike, but they're the only ones that won't have track pins. So there will be 10 cylinders with track pins. So I've got a 2 half euros, mixture of thumb turns and key and key. So hopefully we'll catch all of that on camera. Okay, now like anything, you're going to get one cylinder that will probably open up really easy, and no doubt we're going to have a cylinder that's going to cause me a bit of headache. But it is what it is, you know. So I'd expect this video to probably be over half hour. So if it's not for you, maybe watch a couple of openings and not worry about the rest. But for those of you that are interested in seeing it, you know, good luck to you. So I'm going to be using the GJ Locks Avocet ABS pick. Okay, so in the kit you have got the main tool body. Okay, and we've got the old famous GJ logo. I'll keep a magnet on this magnet insertion tool because it stays, it's not going to fall off in the kit. But we've got that, and then we have the new addition that he brought out for this kit, which makes putting the new bigger magnets in a lot easier, and it allows the magnets now to be kept in place. Okay, now as I'm reaching around the camera, you know, I'm not in my normal picking position, so there may be the odd one where I may have to fiddle around a little bit with either the opening or extracting or putting in the magnet. But just bear in mind guys, I'm doing it on camera and I'm reaching around and trying to keep as much of the view as possible for yourselves. Okay, so let's make a start. Okay, so I've got an ABS half euro. You can see the track pins are there, so they've not been removed. Okay, the same on that side. So I'm going to go in and find the magnetic position. So I've taken the magnet off. Okay, so the magnet's here. So I'm going to go in. This isn't a tutorial guys, okay? So that's position 1, 2, so the magnet's position 3. So I'm going to put the magnet. As I say guys, I'm going to probably struggle with this because I'm sort of holding my arms up in the air. I want to try and get a good view so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Okay, so I know the magnet's in position 3. Not getting much in the way of feedback in that direction, so let's try it that way. A bit more feedback. Obviously in the door you're not going to have the option of which direction, because you can't plug spin these. Okay, so we've got the first big kick, but the point of this is to show the cylinders being opened. Okay, so there we go. So first lot of track pins. Okay, picked out that one. The next set of trap pins have come in. There we go. Okay, so full 360 revolution of that plug. Now we're going to go in and get that magnet out. Okay, magnet, so cylinder 1 done. Let's go for a thumb turn. Okay, so we're going to go in and find magnet position. So it's position 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so the magnet's actually in the furthest point into the lock, so position 5. Okay, so I'm going to go all the way in to the back. Okay. I'm going to try and maintain an inward pressure to keep engaged on the cam so that we pick up the cam. Keeping in mind that I don't need to go to position 5 because obviously that's the magnet position. So I've had a little bit of rotation there. A little bit more. Okay, so not being rough. Right, okay, so we've had the big kick. Okay, so that's the outer pins dealt with. I'm just going to deal with the inner pins. Okay, trap pins. Okay, I'm going to turn that. Next lot of trap pins, and as you can see, the cam's doing full rotation, so there's no. There you go. Okay, so sometimes these cylinders, because they're quite notchy, they're not so much bullying, but they do need a bit of a bullying to turn sometimes, they just get caught. Okay, some people moan is the magnet could be awkward to get out. Now you've seen 2 cylinders, magnets come out pretty much straight away. As I say, let's do another thumb turn. Take the magnet off, let's find the magnet position. So it's position 1 on this one, I could feel it, so I don't need to put the insertion tool in because the magnet's literally right there. Okay. Apply my tension. Okay, so far, if you had, as you've seen, if we had 2 of them cylinders on a job, that wouldn't have been too bad a job, in pretty quick. Nice bit of movement there. So there is other tools out there, and you know, it's going to come down to what you prefer to use. But I don't think there's much to dislike about this tool. One comment that I have seen that's been made is, we just had a big kick on that, but I'll finish what I was going to say. One of the comments that I have seen is that people have said, well, yeah, but these have got the magnets already in place. Well, that may be well on that tool, or tools. I think there's another company that do the same thing. But with this, you've got to go in and find where the magnet is. And the same with any of them, you know, unless it's in position 1 and you can visually see it, you're going to have to go in and find where the magnet is. So I don't see what the hardship is going in, feeling where the magnet is, putting the magnet on here and then in there, as opposed to putting in a blade with a magnet that's fixed. And the good thing with this tool is you can extract it at any point. Okay, so we've got the big kick, so we just need to deal with the outer pins. Trivial. Okay, so again, it's got to go in and find the track pins. I just hung up for a sec there, so got that on there. Okay, so you have got to make sure that you've got the tool fully inserted so that we've got access onto the cam. Okay, that cylinder's moving around a bit, so I've not really helped myself with this one. There we go. Okay, so we're going to have trap pins again. Once you get used to these locks, there's nothing really to fear with them. It's just about understanding how they work. Again, so it's got caught up, the trap pin's dealt with. That's it, a little bit of a snap round. Okay, so we know the magnet's in position 1, so we don't need the insertion tool. Magnet comes straight out. That's 3 cylinders. Let's go for a screw in now. So with these, there's going to be no trap pins. The same with a rim cylinder. Okay, so let's go in. So now the pins are there, so we have to go and find. So position 1, 2, 3. So the magnet's in position 4. Okay. So I need to remember to turn the tool around the other way. Okay, let's get my hands out of the way. Hopefully you can see the plug fine. What I do know is some of these cylinders, these screw-ins, can be quite tricky to do. I don't know if it's just because the pins around the other way, so gravity's pulling them down as opposed to the normal being pushed up by the springs. But when I do practice with these, I do try to pick them in the correct orientation, so how I would expect to find them in the door. Nice little bit of a movement there. Tiny bit of movement on that one. As you can probably hear, this cylinder is actually quite a crunchy cylinder. Yeah, this one's not found to being picked open, but we'll get it. What I might have to do is change the direction of picking, so go from anti-clockwise to clockwise. Alright, so that's quite a deep. it's a bit of cat and mouse on this cylinder. So I've not done favours maybe showing this one, but this is the sort of lot that you could get out in the field, you know, and I'd rather show ones that are tricky than trying to do stage ones that I know the picking formation, and you know, I make it look super easy, because don't forget, as with any tools, you know, they're not magic wands, and you do need to practice with them. Okay, so it doesn't really want to be picked in that direction is what I'm getting, so I'm going to swap it up. Nice bit of movement on that pin then. It is a case of, as I'm picking some, they're dropping back down, so you're going to have to, I'm having to keep going back over the same pins. Right, okay, so now we've just dealt, okay, so we've just had the big kick, so it's just the inner pins now. Okay, right, stopping there, not because of trap pins, but purely because of the cam at the back. So if I put it there, okay, as you can see, the cam was hitting the vise. Okay, so let's put that back in there for a sec. Let's get the magnet out. Okay, straight out, no dramas. That's 4 cylinders, magnet straight out, but no dramas, no problems. Let's go for the key and key cylinder. Okay, just to show, I'm going to do the exterior side. Let's go and find the magnet position. So we've got position 1, 2, magnets in position 3. I jinxed myself. Alright, so the magnet's now placed. Without the tool back round to its proper position. Put my tension on. Let me try and move this back a little bit to see if I can get my hand in a bit of a better position. Okay, nice little click there. Nice click there. Personally, I actually like picking ABS. I think because once you've done your magnet, you kind of deal with a 4-pin cylinder. And there you go, you know, nice kick already. Let's do the inner pins. So now it's just the trap pins engaged. Okay, that was a nice, simple, really quick pick. It's a really nice one to get on camera. Okay, go back in for the magnet. Again, straight out, no dramas. So what have we done now? We've done 1, 2, so we've done 5 cylinders. We're coming up to 20 minutes, and I did 2 minutes of talking at the beginning. Okay, so let's go for this big one. Let's find the magnet position. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got position 5. Right at the back. Some people say, oh, the magnet in position 1 is the easiest. I wouldn't say so, because if it's in position 5, which is the furthest point into the lock, then with it being in position 5, you've got no reason to hover your wire over it. Okay. and if you're not holding your wire over it, you've got no chance of disturbing it. Okay, so I'm just going backwards and forwards, just testing. I'm not being forceful, I'm not going necessarily for a pick straight away, I'm just going through testing. A little bit of movement on that one. I'm just going into, so I had to be a bit tough with that one. A little bit of a movement on that. Alright, there we go, just had a nice kick on that. So that's the outer pins dealt with. What I don't think I did is kept inward pressure. Right, what I'm going to have to do is, I think because I didn't follow my own explanation at the beginning, okay, I didn't keep inward pressure on the tool, so I need to do that again. But as you go, guys, you know, I've made a mess up. Not the end of the world. You know, we just go back in and correct it, and this time make sure that I'm keeping inward pressure. Nice bit of gift on that one, and then getting a bit of fatigue in my right arm, but we're going to keep at it. Now, nice kick, so I'm keeping inward pressure. There we go. Alright, so we picked up the cam, so now it's a case of doing the track pins. Okay, keeping inward pressure, track pins again. Okay, so in effect I had to pick that twice, but that was my own fault for let's say, guys, some of these cylinders are ones that were in jobs. That's it. And go in, get the magnet, straight out. Alright, position number 5, no dramas, wasn't stuck to the back of the cam, nothing. Okay, so take that one out. Let's do the another half euro, and I'll show you at the end. Alright, so I've already partly picked this one, so we'll leave that one aside because that's going to need picking to. If we get time at the end, I mean, if it means I've done 11 cylinders instead of 12, then so be it, unless I've got another cylinder to hand. So I'm going to do another rim cylinder, or screw in 1, 2, 3. So position 4. I don't know if this is a key to light paired to the other one or not. I think that was position 4 with the magnet, if I remember off the top of my head. So it might be that these are key to light, but still I don't know the configuration. Okay, bring this over a bit. Oh yeah, because the other cylinder I said was a bit tough to pick, didn't I? That's right. So I changed the direction that I was picking. So if it is the same, we'd probably be able to work that out if it's key to light, because of the way the cylinder reacts. Nice bit of movement on that one then. Nice bit of movement there. Some of these movements you might not necessarily pick up because they are quite small, but I can definitely feel them. I mean, the good thing is with these, if you do get them, they're going to be on like a commercial most likely, and with that said, you know you're not going to have to deal with track pins on a warrant or anything like that. Like I said, nice bit of a click then. Nice click on that one. Right, I think we had a bit of a, yeah, there we go. Right, so it's just the inner pins to deal with. I think that's gone, but it's the cam, I think. So I'm going to try and take this out without a view of the camera. I'll just reset it slightly. No dramas. Let's go again. I'll reset the whole thing. I'm a donut. Right, let's go again. That's not bad really. We've gone through quite a few cylinders now, and we're at half hour, so it's a bit quicker than I thought we'd end up doing it. Nice bit of a give then. It's definitely like a game of cat and mouse over these cylinders. I'm picking one pin and then one of the other ones is popping up. So between position 3, 2 and 1. Right, so we're on to position 5. There we go, so we've got that kick again. I'm just dealing with the outer pins. See, I don't know if it was at this point where I thought that the cam was. Let's have a quick look around. No, so there's nothing rubbing on the cam. There we go. Okay, you can probably see in the background there, that's the cam going, it's hitting on the vise. Okay, so that's that done. So let's go in and retrieve the magnet. straight out again. So I don't get where the issue with the magnet comes from, but again, hopefully this video may give an idea of if there's something that I'm doing different that others ain't doing in order to get the magnet out. Okay, so let's go in and find where the magnet is on this one. So position 1, 2, position 3. Okay, I'm going to go in. Let's get that out. Trying to be mindful of the camera that I'm not blocking it, because I'm getting a bit of the shakes in my right arm because I'm the angle I'm holding it at. Right, so I didn't have it all the way in, so that makes sense. And so I wouldn't get much in the way of feedback then. So that's something to always check, guys, is when you're using any tool, is to make sure it's fully inserted into the lock, because if you haven't, you're not going to get anywhere. Right, a little click and a little bit of movement on that one. Right. And to be honest, the lock's gone pretty dead on that point. And a little bit of a click on that one then. Let's carry on for a minute. Okay, let's get a bit more reactive now. So maybe that I've set a pin and that's now started a chain reaction. Okay, so I'm going to change the direction because it's not keen on being picked in it. I mean, it will go, but I don't want a really long video, so I'm going to try it in this direction and see if it speeds the process up. It doesn't help. I'm kind of losing a bit of sensation in my arm because of... Right. Let's go try it from the top. And come back to the original direction. There's a nice little bit of movement on that one then. A bit more then. A bit more then. Right, okay, so that's the outer pins dealt with. All I did there was just change my tension slightly. Okay, outer pins done, inner pins done, trap pins engaged. Okay, back round. Then trap pins are fired now. That was relatively simple. Extract the tool. Okay, let's go in, get the magnet. Okay, I had to fish a little bit on that one, nothing major. That was my own fault. Let's go for this one, another thumb turn. This, so position 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got magnet in position 5. Then we go round to the back. Let's go on here. Right. Let's move this back again a little bit. Hopefully this will make people less fearful of these cylinders once they get used to the picking process on these. Excuse me. Okay. Again, some of these will be really simple to pick because of when you can get onto the front of the cylinder properly and you get the, you can see everything and you can get into a more comfortable position. Okay, let's go in that direction. It will make picking these a lot easier. I mean, it's not helping that I'm got my right arm in the air and I haven't got anything to sort of lean it on, so that's giving me a bit of jip. But again, the feedback's good on these cylinders. Okay, outer pins done. Gonna go for the inner pins, making sure I've got inward pressure on the tool. Okay. Right, something's not picked properly. Is it the trap pins? I don't think that's the trap pins yet. Oh, it could be. There we go. Yep. Bring that round. Okay, so the next set of trap pins again. Okay, so sometimes, again, it just needs a bit of forcing around, just something's trapping it. Bring that out, magnet removal tool. Okay, I'm gonna go in, I heard the magnet jump, magnet straight out. Another thumb turn. Go in and find the magnet, position 1, so no tool required, just the insertion tool or the extraction tool, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so again keeping inward pressure because we're dealing with a thumb turn. Nice bit of movement on that pin, nice bit of clicking and rotation on that one. On that one too. Let's go back and test that one. Nice. Right, outer pin's done. That's nice, fairly simple on that one. Keeping my inward tension as well. Okay, so you can see the can's been picked up, trap pins are fired. Okay, this one I think is going to take a bit of higgledy-piggledy jiggling. There's the trap pins. Require a bit of a okay. There you go. So these were a tricky set of trap pins, and you're going to get that with some of them. Some of them are going to go really quickly. Some are going to take a bit of working to get them. There we go. That one, the magnet came out on that tip then. It's not how I traditionally say it. Right, so I've got one more left, and it's the last one is going to be one of the new quantum turns. So it's not one of the ones where you have to push it in to operate it, you know. So if it's left in that position, the key will still pick up the cam. Okay, need to be a bit careful with this one picking it, because obviously the fun turn moves on this one, whereas the other cylinders, it doesn't. It stays in a fixed position. Make a bit of a pig's ear on that, but what I'm going to do is just get it picked, and then I may have to alter the angle on this one. Okay. Hopefully you can see that. So let's go in and find the magnet. Position 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's in position 4. Okay, so we're going to go in, put our magnet in as usual. Magnet inserted, put our picking tool in. Okay. Nice bit of movement there. Nice bit of give on that one. And when you get used to these cylinders, I know I've kind of mentioned this a little bit earlier on, the feedback from them and through the tool is really good, so you can kind of a lot of the time tell when a cylinder's going to go in terms of picking. Okay, I'm going to try and do this one in the other direction. Okay, that's the outer pins dealt with. Okay, traps. Traps dealt with. And those of you in the know with this cylinder will know that I've had to pick all 3 traps on this one because of the magnet placement. Because of the way that these cylinders work. There you go. Let's go in, get our magnet out. Just had it jump straight out. Okay, so we've only had one cylinder that caused a bit of problem, but I think that's more to do with the way that I was holding it. Okay, so I'm just going to show you all them cylinders, guys, so that you don't think that any of them were picked multiple times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, and there's the other one there which I'm going to leave because of having to mess about with it on camera. Okay, so we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I lost counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cylinders in in about 45 minutes, well, less than 45 minutes, because I spoke for about 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes at the beginning. Okay, using the GJ pick with the new magnet adapter and the bigger magnets. No dramas getting the magnet in and out. Okay, and each cylinder picked probably within 3 minutes. So yeah, so hopefully that will give you guys an idea of the tool. Sorry it's a long video, but that's the nature of the beast. Cheers guys.